Sorry about that. Anyways, we are moving on to part 6. What I did offline was I got the mithril from the guy for Aerith's level 4 limit break, and I recruited Yuffie. Since she's an optional character and her entire sequence of thought is online and easily available to find, I decided it wasn't super important to have that be part of my stream. Anyways, also I did the Junon level up trick where you can turn on the alarm and then it starts letting you do random encounters near the underwater materia reactor. And the reason we do that is just to make this stream go smoother, because now we are just supremely overleveled. Anyways, we get to go on Gaga. We were told to go there after the event at the Golden Saucer, because Sephiroth might be there, and Bunny says there's someone there. It appears it's Lino. God, that translation. Hey, Rude, who do you like, says Lino. Lino says, what are you going red for? Who do you like? Rude says, Tifa. Lino says, oh, so we're in the same boat, eh? Like we even had a chance with him. Lino says, but poor Urina. You know she has a thing for you, right? Rude says, nah, she's into Zhang. Lino says, news to me, but Zhang likes that ancient girl. Bunny says, what the heck are they talking about? Urina says, they're so dumb. All they ever talk about is who they like or don't like. At least Zhang's different. Urina says, oh no. Urina says, guys, they're here, they came. Lino says, I see, then it's time. Lino continues, Rude, no going easy on them because of her, alright? Rude says, I'll do my duty. Urina says, okay guys, I'm leaving this to you, I'll report back to Zhang. And runs off. Lino says, it's been a while. This is payback for District 7. I'm gonna pretend like I don't know what he's talking about. Lino says, you don't remember? What a shame. Rude says, enough. That's as far as you go. And it is fighty fight time. I have a feeling this isn't going to go very well for them, but what do I know? Anyways, I don't know. Looks like just obscene. Oh, his magic is stupid. I don't know, I like the idea of Bioga. This isn't very nice of me, but whatever. Oof, it can't be good for your health. That's all I know. Oh, don't hit Aerith. That'll just leave me wide open to use Fury Brand and really screw you up. Lino doesn't like that, and he runs away. Anyways, I don't think Rude will be far behind. Yeah, Rude's like, I don't think we can screw these guys up. Anyways, I am a dirty bastard. What can I say? Aerith says, how could they know we were coming here? Bunny says, maybe they followed us. No, that can't be right. Then that leaves. Barrett says, a spy? No way. Bunny says, I don't even want to think about there being a spy. Bunny says, I trust everyone. Even that Yuffie girl? Jeez. I named Yuffie Thief, by the way, because, well, reasons that will become apparent later. I named Kate Sith Traitor, because reasons that will become apparent later. Anyway, I don't think that materia is there yet, but I think it will be eventually. Anyways. Fun fact, I think you can either steal, manipulate, or convert that enemy into, like, guard sources or something later. If you're going for, like, a perfect game where you have, like, maxed out stats. I don't quite recall. But yeah, we don't need to use a limit break on that guy. I mean, we can. one of the big tragedies is that Aerith, spoiler alert, will die eventually. And that's sad because a lot of reasons. Anyways, Bunny says it's Scarlet, head of the weapons department, and he goes and hides. Scarlet says this isn't any good either. You only get crap materia from crap reactors. She doesn't even pick it up. She says this reactor is useless. What I'm looking for is big, large, huge materia. Do you know anything about it? Zhang says, no, but I'll get right on it. Scarlet says, please, we should be able to make the ultimate weapon if we can get our hands on some. Zhang says, I'll look forward to it. Scarlet says, with Hojo gone, the budget for my department has hit the roof. Zhang says, I envy you. Scarlet says, but even if we did make the perfect weapon, could that imbecile Heidegger actually use it? Zhang says nothing. Scarlet says, oh my, I'm sorry. I forgot that Heidegger's your boss, and then laughs at him incessantly. Zhang says nothing. Scarlet says, let's go. All these executives are such massive jerks to each other. Bunny says, big, large, huge materia. Ultimate weapon? Perfect weapon? Just what are Shinra up to this time? Anyways, these dip-dips fly off to who cares land. I don't think they exist unless they're, you know, in there for the purposes of the plot. Bunny says there's something glimmering back there, and he picks up the Titan materia. Anywho, looks like we got into a stupid fight with a stupid Triceratops tank. I don't think it's gonna survive. I have a lot of reasons for this, but yeah, I don't think that's good for his health. That's all I know. Goodbye. Anywho, we are just running. Anyway, kind of figured we'd get into more pointless battles, but that's okay. What is that, a frog? Are you shitting me? That's kind of hilarious. I guess I can't use my limit break as a frog. That's okay, though. We took the Maiden's Kiss. Anywho, I think that's the town. There's the Death Blow materia, which I will never use. And we're gonna go to the town. What's unfortunate? Oh, that sucks. That's no bueno. It's happened to me a couple times. I think I've got it fixed now, but you never know, I guess.
Threw a barrel at a gas tank and it exploded and...
Oh, it probably like was trying to render too much stuff and it just like was like, sorry. Did it knock the whole computer out or did it just knock out the game? Oh, that's not bad. Sucks if you like were in a game where it punishes you for that though. Anyways, I found a graveyard, and the people sitting at the grave don't want to talk to me. This one says, there was an explosion at the reactor 3 years ago. My husband, ... I assume she's visiting his grave. Anyways, we run into the town, and we can see the exploded reactor from over here. Bunny says a ruined reactor. Why that's news to him, I don't know, considering we were just over there, but whatever. Alright, so we go to the weapon shop, and is there anything I care about? I'm gonna go with no. We might as well buy these if we ever need them. Talisman. Oof, they're taking all my money. I apparently don't have that materia or time, so we'll get it all. We'll get everything. We go upstairs, and this maybe is the weapon shop? This guy says... okay. Yeah, just a shop. We don't want that. We don't want that. Or that. Yeah, especially because these are all normal and all my equips are double. Causes frog. Well, we'll have that in case we need it. That's weird because I thought the Maiden's Kiss was this item. I'm thinking maybe this is a glitch. Because I just picked up a Maiden's Kiss from that frog, and this particular item is called Shrike's Prey. So, I think the glitches from the translation patch are just evolving and getting worse as we play the game longer and longer. I don't know. I guess we can ask them what their story is. This lady says, people can make do without the reactors. Yeah. Okay. That seems super useful. This guy says, do you need anything? I say, what's your story? He says, one day there was a huge explosion. Many of the villagers were caught up in it and lost their lives. Seems kind of obvious, but whatever. We got an X potion. I don't think we probably need to rest at an inn. Let's see. We steal this guy's chest because why not? This guy says, this is Gon Gaga. He's the mayor. He says we lost many of our people due to a Mako reactor exploding. My. Let's check this place out. This person is just selling me more crap. It's probably just items. I don't need none of that stuff. Let's ask him what his story is. He says, it's been a while since the explosion, but you can still see the scars it left. We go to this house, kind of. And this old man says, outsiders, huh? That glow in your eyes. Are you in Soldier? The old woman says, you are, aren't you? Then maybe you know our son. Old man says his name is Zax. Old woman says it's been close to 10 years now since he left for a city, saying that he didn't want to live in the country anymore. The old man says he ran out of here saying he was off to join Soldier. You ever heard of him? Bunny says, no, sorry. Which is maybe true right now, but not completely true. Anyways, Aerith says Zax. The old man says, young lady, do you know him? The old woman says, he wrote to us 6 or 7 years ago saying he had a girlfriend. Could that have been you? Gosh, how old would she be? She'd be 15 7 years ago. Aerith says it can't be. No, she'd be 16 if it's 7, and 17 if it's 6. Anyway. Bunny says, Aerith. And we walk out the door to chase her. Bunny says, Aerith again. Aerith says, I had no idea Zax grew up in this village. Bunny says, someone you know? Aerith says, I told you, remember? My first love. Aerith continues, Zax, Soldier first class, same as you, Bunny. Bunny says, strange, there aren't that many who make first class, and I never heard of him. Aerith says, that's alright. It was a long time ago. I'm worried because he disappeared. Bunny says, disappeared? Aerith says, must be 5 years ago now. He went to work and never came back. Zax is a real ladies' man. He probably met someone else. Aerith says, hey, what's wrong? I say, I'd be worried too, I guess. Aerith says, it's okay, but he should at least contact his parents. Let's go, Bunny. Well, he can't because he's no longer of this universe. The old man just keeps repeating stuff. Same. The old woman says he hasn't visited in 10 years. What kind of son is he? I don't know. I've had some bad relationships in my family, and even I'm not that cold. Let's see. No, that's just the inn. I guess we're gonna just bounce. There's not much happening here. Anyways, as we leave the town, Barrett says Shinra only cares about money. They build reactors, make a ton of profit, and other people pay the price. Barrett says, you saw the village? It's always the weak that suffer the tyranny of Shinra. The ones with the power rule those without. That's the way things work now. I'll never forgive 'em. I joined Avalanche to fight the Shinra company because I wanted to change the world. I'm gonna turn that down just a little more. Barrett says, yo, Bunny, still up for the fight? I need you, man. I say, leave it to me. Barrett says, I knew I could count on you. Anyway, we leave. Slowly. When we up-render, we don't get, like, as nice of frame skipping. Anywho. I've actually gotten a game over in this forest before due to all the paralyzing the stone techniques and stuff. Aw, man, you're not gonna let me use my limit, are ya? This is just beyond. Oh, man. Frickin' frogs. Let's go with Meteor Rain, I guess. There used to be some, like, Republican dude, I forget his name, but he, like, went kind of crazy on the air, and I think his name's, like, Alex something, and he was like, I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. And I was like, what? And so was everyone else. All his crazy, hateful things that he said eventually got him perma-fired from whatever he was doing. But, yeah, he was a wackadoodle. I think multiple inquiries into his behaviors in this expose done by John Oliver kind of threw his career in the toilet. The guy would, like, claim to be poor and wear, like, multiple different Rolexes on his show, and it's just wacky. And he sold all these crazy, unproven, like, what are they called, supplements to his watchers, and a lot of them ended up being, like, you know, snake oil, basically, just garbage. Basically anything that's not regulated by the FDA. I know some bodybuilders out there will disagree with me, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say anything sold by GNC or marketed as a supplement is completely just garbage. You have no idea what's in it. Whenever those things are tested for purity, they're never quite what they say they are. So, you know, just be careful of that stuff. If you don't believe me, I highly recommend a book called Healthcare Consumerism. I've read the entire textbook. It basically just, I don't know, there's like entire, like, multiple chapters devoted to just please don't buy supplements. Anyways, Nanaki says, I'm home. It's me, Nanaki. Hey, Nanaki, you're back in one piece. You must go and greet Master Bugenhagen. Bunny says, Nanaki? Like he doesn't know his name, even though I named him his correct name instead of Red 13. Anyways, this guy says, welcome to Cosmo Canyon. Are you familiar with the area? I'm gonna say yeah. He says, you told a lie. That is not treated lightly here in Cosmo Canyon. I didn't really tell a lie, though, because I am familiar, because I've played this game before. I guess the programming can't possibly know that. Anyways, this guy says, allow me to explain. People from all over the world gather here for the study of planetary bioscience. Barrett says, wow, I've always wanted to visit Cosmo Canyon. The guy who's blocking the entrance says, but we're fully booked right now, I can't let you enter. Nanaki says, they helped me a little on my travels, please let them in. The guy says, is that so? You helped out Nanaki? Well then, please come in. Bunny says, who's Nanaki? The guy says Nanaki is Nanaki, that's his name. You get weird shit happening like that when I name the characters their actual name. Anyways, this little child says, yay, Nanaki's back. Thank the flame. This fire is called Cosmo Candle. It has burned for generations. It's a holy flame that protects the canyon. I heard it did go out once, though, long before I was born. The elders say something horrible happened, but I don't know what. I never put two and two together, but I'm wondering if Seto dying was part of that flame going out. Anyway, this guy says, this is Cosmo Canyon. It's quite a mysterious place, isn't it? Have you come here to study planetary bioscience? I say no, and he says, well, there's nothing else to do around here. This lady says, oh no, this guy says, would you like to try our cocktail, the Cosmo Candle? Drinking can be quite beneficial, you know. It comforts the heart, in moderation, of course. I agree completely. Anyways, Elder Booga says, I see. You're the ones that brought Nanaki back. Thank you ever so much. That guy just keeps repeating himself because he's crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's programmed that way. Alright, we run upstairs and this lady says, welcome to the Shilidra Inn. It's $100 a night. She says, has a pleasant dream of the stars. Have, rather. There's no free shit in here. Oh, I got an elixir, never mind. Okay. Turtle Lounge Flyer number 5. These cocktails are good, but our local brew's the best. Stop by the Turtle Lounge. Oh yeah, I already went in there. I know there's a full cure materia in here somewhere. I don't think I can get it till later, though. It's like behind this rope, I think. This lady says, hello, are you looking for anything? I am not. Not that crap, anyway. Actually, I don't think I'll be buying any weapons or other stuff either, because I have those double AP inducing armors and weapons equipped. Nanaki says, this is my hometown. My tribe protects this beautiful canyon and those seeking knowledge about the planet. My mother fought bravely and died here, but my cowardly father fled. I am the last of my race. Bunny says, cowardly father? Nanaki says, yes, my father was a despicable coward. I'm all that's left to protect this place. My journey ends here. Ho, Nanaki, you're home, says Bugenhagen. Nanaki says, I'm coming, Grandpa. Barrett says, good timing. Let's take a breather. I got stuff I want to find out about, too. Anyway, we run into the shop, the Tiger Lily Arms Shop. The lady says, welcome. The people of this canyon aren't fond of violence, so everything here's a replica. Not to worry, some of them are the genuine article. Don't want it. Let's see what it is. Yeah, normal, 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 normal. Silver bracelets. Even I don't want those, because, yeah. I look at it this way. My weapons and armor have double slots, so it's like there's 6 on each. Anyways, Barrett says, there was once this guy who studied planetary bioscience here. He was so deeply affected by the teaching that he decided he couldn't let things carry on as they were. So he went to Midgar and formed Avalanche. Want to hear more? I say go on. Barrett says, guess you could say this is where Avalanche was born. I always wanted to come here, and now I finally have. Barrett says, we've been through a lot. And I say, and now? Barrett says, now, I don't know what'll happen now. Avalanche is dead. Anyways, this person says, where did I put it? I know it's around here somewhere. Did he leave me some free shit? Where's my free shit, dude? Whatever. There's no free shit that I can find. I'm always up for free shit. Anyways. This little kid says, Master Bugenhagen sealed this door shut. It won't open. How'd he do it? With super glue? Kids are hilarious. This guy says, you mumble, sir, you forgot your change. And then I say, I'm here to shop. And he says, you're here to shop? How rude of me. We don't get very many customers, but you can count on our materia. Anyways, I have those. We're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. I won't be using them now, but we will have them for later. Anyways, this lady says, I'm so busy, I wish I had someone to help me around here. Anyway, there's nothing over there. Just a nice view of the town. And we run into Bugenhagen's house with this cool telescope. Nanaki says, Bunny, this is my grandfather, Bugin. He's incredible. He knows everything. Bugenhagen says, I hear you've been keeping an eye on Nanaki. Bugenhagen says, Nanaki's still a child, you see. Nanaki says, please, Grandpa, I'm 48. Bugenhagen says, Nanaki's tribe has incredible longevity. While he may be 48 in human terms, this is really only equivalent to around 15 or 16 by his tribe. Bunny says 15 or 16. Bugenhagen says he comes across rather taciturn and pensive. You thought he was an adult? Nanaki says, Grandpa, I want to grow up. I want to be able to protect you and the villagers. Bugenhagen says, no, Nanaki, you're not quite ready for that yet. Bugenhagen continues, pushing yourself too soon, too fast will only ruin your body. You've seen it, haven't you? The great Mako city which reaches up to the heavens, built to grasp at the very stars themselves. It sets a bad example. Looking up all the time makes you lose perspective. Bugenhagen jumps on the table, but he's floating. I don't know. That's weird, man. Anyways, Bugenhagen says, when the planet's time is up, only then will we understand. We'll understand that we know absolutely nothing. Bunny says the planet will die? Bugenhagen says, it may be tomorrow, 100 years from now, but it doesn't have long to go. Bunny says, how do you know this? Bugenhagen says, I hear the celestial scream. Bunny says, what? Bugenhagen says, a sound made by all that sparkles in the heavens. At this very moment, some stars and planets are being born, while others are dying. Bunny says, what was that just now? Bugenhagen says, a scream from our planet. It says, I'm in pain, I'm suffering. Is that not what it sounded like? Nanaki says, Bunny and the others are on a journey to save the planet. Why don't you show them your machine? Bugenhagen says, save the planet? Ho ho ho. That's quite impossible. What could mere humans hope to accomplish? Bugenhagen continues, but then again, I suppose it cannot hurt to show you. Someone from outside the room screams Master Bugenhagen. It is a little boy. The little boy says, a lot of weird people are here again. Bugenhagen says, the place is rather busy all of a sudden. Nanaki says, he brought friends too, I'll go on ahead. Okie dokie. Anyways, Nanaki says, Bunny, bring one of them with you. Only 3 people fit in Grandpa's machine. Bugenhagen says, not to worry, my machine won't run away. Go find your friends. So we're gonna run around the town until we find the first 2 people, because I literally don't care who goes in there with me. Nothing here. Nothing there. Maybe here? Sure, Kate Sith, why not? Oh, cool. Yeah, let's do it like that. That's how we like to do it. Perfect. You might notice, never mind, I already explained that. Anyway, Bugenhagen says, over here, the door's unlocked. And then invites me to come in. Bugenhagen says, are you ready? Then let us begin. Stand there. And there I stand. Anywho. Ooh, this looks way better up-rendered. Aerith says, so pretty, just like the real thing, Bunny. Bugenhagen says, isn't it marvelous? I take great pride in my laboratory. All the workings of space have been entered into this 3-dimensional holographic system. Aerith says, wow, a shooting star. And we see a shooting star. And a meteor shower and all sorts of cool stuff. Aerith says, wow, it's beautiful. Bugenhagen says, yes indeed. Well, let us get to the matter at hand. Bugenhagen says, man must eventually die, but what happens after death? The body decays and returns to the planet. That much we all know. But what of consciousness, the heart, the soul? It too returns to the planet. And not only that of man, the same applies to all living things on the planet, nay, the universe itself. Bugenhagen continues, the spirits that return to the planet join together and race around it. They form a surge that rushes, converges, and separates constantly, all over the planet. We call this the life stream. The life stream, that is to say, a path of spiritual energy which flows around the planet. And then he says spiritual energy again. Never forget that term. New life. Children are blessed with spiritual energy and brought into the world. And when the time comes, they die and return to the planet once more. There are some exceptions, of course, but this is essentially how our world operates. It's a lot to take in. Perhaps you'll understand it all better if you watch this. Spiritual energy is the source of life for trees and birds and other things. Not only of creatures, the planet itself depends on this spiritual energy. But what if that energy were to disappear? And he demonstrates by sucking all the energy out of the planet. The planet cracks into 3 pieces and falls away. Bugenhagen says these are the basics of planetary bioscience. Bunny says, if the planet is deprived of spiritual energy, it will perish? Bugenhagen says, spiritual energy fulfills its role precisely because it is one with nature. When spiritual energy is forcibly extracted and processed, it is prevented from accomplishing its true reason for being. Bunny says, you're talking about Mako energy, right? Bugenhagen says, Mako reactors are rapidly depleting the spiritual energy of our planet. The reactors produce highly concentrated spiritual energy, which they call Mako, but it's the planet itself that is being consumed. In other words, the use of Mako energy has only one outcome, the complete destruction of our planet. Much like in reality, except for with fossil fuels. Creating global warming, which will then, basically turn us into Venus. And then the greenhouse effect will destroy us all. Anyways, political leaders don't believe this for some reason, even though every person with a PhD in the world basically agrees that's how it works. Anywho, Bugenhagen says the story of the planet and those who live with it. Do you wish to know more? Then you must listen to the words of the elders. Bugenhagen says Nanaki believes his father to be a coward, so that's how he sees it. Neato burrito. That's one of my favorite scenes in the whole game. It still holds up to this day, in my opinion. I would love to see what that's going to look like on Final Fantasy VII Remake, provided they don't, warp too many things into utter... what's the word I'm looking for? Incomprehensibility? No, just unrecognizable. There we go. And I have a feeling it's really possible that that could happen a little bit, being that the first game is somehow gonna only encompass what I think is the first 10 hours of gameplay in Midgar. Anyways, Elder Hago says, here it is. I compile books of the various legends we have here in the canyon and books concerning planetary knowledge. That way I can still teach the children all manner of things even after I have returned to the planet. Elder Hago says, we have guests again? Good. I know. You came to ask me something, correct? I say it's about the Promised Land. The Elder says, the Promised Land, that's what you wish to learn about? The Promised Land doesn't actually exist. This is what I believe. Well, it exists. I suppose it works both ways. See, while it doesn't exist for us, it did exist for the ancients. To put it bluntly, the Promised Land is where an ancient died. The ancients led a harsh, nomadic life. Theirs was a life dedicated to increasing spiritual energy by raising trees, plants, animals, and all living things. In life, they knew only toil. And when their journey ended, the place where they returned to the planet, that is to say, the place where they had died, that is the Promised Land. Supreme happiness, well, the moment an ancient returned to the planet was the moment they were released from their fate and their obligations. I suppose that could be considered supreme happiness. That is what I believe anyway, but nobody really knows the truth. By the way, those that came with you are waiting in front of Cosmo Candle. Will you be leaving soon? I suppose we will be. Anywho. Oh. So we meet up with our other teammates. And they all sit down around the gigantic fire. Yuffie says, "What a boring place, just like I thought. I want to go somewhere else. Let's go hunt for some materia." Cloud sits next to Barrett, and Barrett says, "Cosmo Canyon, Avalanche was born here. I promised the guys, I promised them that once we'd saved the planet from Shinra, we'd go to Cosmo Canyon and raise a toast. Biggs, Wedge, Jesse. Gone. They're all gone for the sake of the planet." Barrett says, "Is that the truth, though? Was it for the planet?" "No. I just hate Shinra. What right do I have to continue on this journey? What would they think of me now?" Barrett says, "I don't know, but I've made up my mind. If there's anything I can do to save the planet or the people living on it, then I'm gonna do it. I'll leave it to others to decide if it's justice or revenge." Barrett says, "Hoorah! I'm gonna do it! Reborn. Avalanche is reborn." Anyways, Trader, aka Kate Sith, says, "I wonder how many years it's been since then. Gosh, this brings back so many memories." Aerith says, "I learned a lot. The elders taught me many things. About the Cetra, about the Promised Land. I'm alone. I'm all alone now." Bunny says, "But we're here for you." Aerith says, "I know, but I'm all that's left of the Cetra." Bunny says, "Does that mean we can't help?" And Aerith turns away from him. Dang. Ice cold. Nanaki says nothing. Aerith says nothing as well. And Tifa, I sit down next to, because she's an important character, unlike the other three that don't have anything to say. Anyways, Tifa says, "Bonfires are eerie, aren't they? They make you remember all sorts of things." Tifa says, "Bunny, 5 years ago." Tifa says, "No, never mind. I'm too afraid to ask." Bunny says, "What is it?" Tifa says, "It feels like you're kinda distant." "You really are yourself, right?" Anywho, Tifa says the same thing. Now we sit next to Nanaki. And Nanaki says, "Long ago, when I was still very small, we were all around this fire." "No, it doesn't matter." Bunny says, "What's wrong?" Nanaki says, "It's about my parents. When I talk of my mother, my chest bursts with pride. And that's great, but when it comes to my father, my heart is filled with rage." Bugenhagen says, "You really can't forgive your father?" Nanaki says, "Of course not. He left mother for dead." Nanaki continues, "When the Gi attacked, he ran off alone. He abandoned mother and the people of the canyon." Bugenhagen says, "Come, Nanaki, there's something you should see." Bugenhagen says, "It's a little dangerous. Bunny, will you and one other accompany us?" Alrighty, Aphrodite. Anywho, let me see if I can... Yeah, there we go. Let's swap out Aerith for now. And let us equip her with that and that, I guess. And let us unequip her of this. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then her materia, let's kill that. And then we'll get Barrett back. I'm fine with that. I don't even want to use him anyway. Let's see. All the materia I was using should pop up at the end, I believe. I really don't care about transform. Protect can probably go on someone with more HP. Nah, that's fine. I don't care about heal either, so let's pick some of the other stuff. Definitely don't care about bewilder. So let's throw time on there. And let's throw an HP plus. There we go. Everyone else's materia should be the same. Well, since I don't have Nanaki's double clip, we will just go ahead and get him a new weapon while we're messing around. Anyways. And we might as well throw another HP on there. Let's arrange those so I don't screw that up later when he gets his stuff removed. And let's do a hard save. Alrighty. Anyways, Bugenhagen is somewhere around here. I think he's by that metal door. There we go. We get to the metal door, and Bugenhagen says, "Are we all set?" I say yes. He says, "Then let's go." He says, "Alright, in we go." Nanaki says, "Won't you lead the way, Grandpa?" Bugenhagen says, "I thought I told you it's a little dangerous. You'd have an old man go in first? How about not? I'll be right behind you." Anyways, we are going down the cave. Look, you can see the Mako energy as you get deeper. Well, it's spiritual energy. It's, I guess, converted into concentrated Mako or whatever. Anyways. A strange looking rock. We're gonna break it and we get in a fight. That happens to me all the time when I break rocks. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're toast. Anywho. Oh boy. 3 steps and I get attacked again. Yeah, let's just get out of meow. I break open another funny rock and I get attacked by yet more indescribable bastards. They're actually floaty skeletons with spears. I have floaty skeletons all over the place, dude. All up in my house. Anyway. Oh, I take another 3 steps and I'm attacked again. Wow. Yeah, just get out of here, man. Just get on up out of here with that. I break open another rock and it opens a door. That happens at my house too. I break open another rock and I'm attacked by evil skeleton boys. I name them Skelly. Skelly the skeleton. Because I'm tragically basic like that. Because I'm lame, I'm just gonna equip rage rings on everybody. Why do actual work when the game will just do it all for me? I highly doubt I'll die, but if I do, that's what save states are for. I walk about 6 steps and get attacked some more. Hilariously enough, I can still run away. Even though I'm so enraged, I can't think rationally. That's fine though. It ups your attack power, which is nice. Since most of the time you're just attacking anyway, it's like, might as well, right? Anyways, we move into the other room, and Bugenhagen says, the ghosts of the G tribe haunt this place. They were all defeated by a certain warrior. Nanaki says, a warrior? Bugenhagen says, even in death, the vengeful spirits of the Gi linger, unable to return to the life stream. We still have much ground to cover. And we move forward. Alrighty. Oh boy. Oh man. Oh geez. Oh wow. We get attacked after 2 steps. Apparently I'm being sentenced to die by a really ugly creature. There's no way in hell this battle will take 60 seconds though. So, yeah. Whatever. Yeah, I love those graphics that take like 9.5 hours to complete. It's super awesome. Anyways, we killed the thingies, and they are dead. More will attack me momentarily anyway, for no reason. Because they just don't learn. They just don't learn their lesson. Anyways, I think I have to walk across this, otherwise I will slide all over the place. I picked up an added effect materia. Anywho. There are many, many snakes. I hope they're not the kind that breathe ice on me. Those are annoying. Nanaki, do the world a favor and punch things in the front row, okay? Doesn't really matter where Barrett's at, but you gotta just get your stuff together, boy. Doesn't matter where Cloud's at either, because he's got long-range materia equipped. Actually, I don't think I have Barrett in the back row. Let's fix that. Why even have him take damage if we don't need him to? Anywho, we are just trucking along this dungeon. Trucking, trucking, trucking. Neato, I've got a couple people in the chat room. If anyone has any questions or anything, feel free, because there's not much exposition in this part. Just enraged party members attacking things automatically. Wow, we leveled up. So cool. There's nothing over there. Nothing over there. Got a box filled with chicken pox. Nah, I'm just kidding. It was an ether. Yet more idiots attack me. I don't know. If I was like a vengeful snake in a dungeon and there was like a scary muscular guy, a wolf, and a guy with a sword that's so gigantic that it's obviously like weighs more than him, like shooting and biting and stabbing everything around me, I'm pretty sure I'm not trying to hang out with those guys. Like, just no. I'm good. I'm good on that. I picked up a black megaphone. I'll never understand how a hair clip helps a wolf harm things better. It's not like he's headbutting them, it seems like he's biting them. What do I know? I know nothing. We move to the next screen and Bugenhagen says, "As you can see, this cave leads to the back of Cosmo Canyon. The Gi were larger than us, and were, above all, brutal. Had they invaded from here, they would have met with little resistance." Nanaki says nothing. Bugenhagen says, "Let us proceed." Let us proceed indeed. Alright. Anyways, those two are useless, I guess. Floaty McStab is appearing to die in one hit, apparently. Anyway, we walk through a spiderweb and get attacked by, oh my god, a spider. Actually, these things are quite dangerous, but we're gonna kill it. Oh my. The spider didn't drop anything interesting. That's so sad. Alrighty. Let's go down here. And there's nothing there. We pick up a fairy ring. Is this game trying to tell me something? Thinks I'm a fairy? My goodness. This game is homophobic. It's also racist. It's also a little bit misogynistic as well. It's almost like it was made like 20 years ago. Let's see here. 20 might be exaggerating, but it can't be that far off. You flappin' flappers. Well, they're gonna fight no matter what I do, so... Oh, it was released in 97. It's actually... Whew, that's old. So 23 years old and half a month. Crazy. Well, in Japan anyway. Oh goodness. Another spider is coming after me. It's not very nice, spider. But I like limit breaks. I'm okay with everything that you're doing there. Why is this thing attacking me like 18 times in a row? I think it's glitches of this translated patch thing. I honestly do not recommend this patch at all. I feel like the encounter rates are higher too. I think the enemies get more turns than they're supposed to have. Like, some of the dialogue seems improved, but I feel like there's a lot of needless changes. They change names of people for no reason. They change names of items, names of attacks. And it's just confusing to anybody who might play it for the first time, which I doubt they would, with like a patched like ROM or whatever. But still, I don't super appreciate what it did, honestly. Some people might like it, but I'm like, eh. Of all the things you could have done, there were probably better ways to do it. Plus, there's still been a decent amount of grammatical mistakes, a decent amount of parts where characters are stuttering, and I really don't feel like it adds to anything. I think it would make more sense to like use the existing wikis and you know, kind of improve the quality of the content, but that's not what they aimed at. I mean, they were just trying to make it a more precise translation, but still not super, like, impressed by anything they did. These fucking enemies are so stupid. Just go away. Yeah, give Cloud a limit break. That's smart. That's not going to be good for the boss. I'm fine with it. Anyways, I think if I, like, hump this wall, I can walk through it. There we go. I obtained a something. Bugenhagen says, the warrior ran through this cave alone, fighting the Gi tribe attackers one after the other. Nanaki says, Grandpa, the warrior. Bugenhagen says, we're almost there. Let's unequip at least one person's rage ring. Anywho, I think it might even be smart to do this as well. Yeah, because I think these guys use poison and darkness, if memory serves, but I could be wrong. Bugenhagen says, what in the world? Nanaki says, Grandpa, is this? Bugenhagen says, they perished, and yet the bodies of the Gi like stagnant air. This cannot be. Apparently that cave is a face, and the face is a dude, and the dude has a spear, and he has like fire boys. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. We're just gonna use a Blizzaga, because why not, right? And a Meteor Rain, because, you know, why not, right? Anyways, that fire boy is dead. Let's try to rob this guy. I like to rob corpses. Why not? I'm just fancy like that. Let's just use Aga level spells. Kazinga. Yeah, let's do it again. Let's do it until you die. Oopsie. Back when I was younger, I thought it was, like, weird that if you kill this enemy and one of those fire spirits is still in you, that it doesn't, like, come out and you kill it or whatever. I'm like, I guess you're just possessed forever by fire or something. Bugenhagen says, thank you. Because of you people, we somehow survived. Nanaki, by the look of things, you have also grown strong. Nanaki says, haha, you think so? Bugenhagen says, I was right. Bringing you here was not a mistake. Come, what I have to show you is just up ahead. And, like, I gotta know, with these dead spirits and stuff, like, do they just malinger there forever and then, you know, like, come back again or something? It's kind of wacky. Oh. I'm doing well, mesmerize. Anyways, Nanaki says, this is... I know, I said it and typed it. I'm an idiot. Bugenhagen says, the warrior fought against the Gi right here. He kept them from taking even a single step into Cosmo Canyon. I actually like this music, so I gotta turn that frame skipper off. And yeah, I'm reading the chat. I think you probably noticed that. And yeah, I'm over-leveled for sure. I did that on purpose so that the stream is concise. So you don't have to watch too much BS and like long battles and stuff. Anyways, Bugenhagen says, he never returned to the village again. Bugenhagen says, look, Nanaki, your father, the warrior Seto. That's a super cool picture, though. Like, I can't play this when it's not being up-rendered. It just looks like Pixel Nightmare, and it just gives you a headache. Nanaki says, that's Seto? Bugenhagen says, Seto continued to fight the Gi here. He never stopped protecting the canyon. Even after the Gi's poisonous arrows turned his body into stone, even after he had chased them all away, he continued to protect us. I guess they aren't going to use a soft on this poor guy up there. Just leave him as stone. And he still does, says Bugenhagen. Nanaki says, even now? Bugenhagen says, you thought that he was a coward and ran away, but he alone gave his life to protect Cosmo Canyon. This is your father. This is Seto. Nanaki says, this is Seto? Did Mother know? Bugenhagen says, ho ho ho, she knew. Back then, they asked me to seal the cave shut, and not to tell a soul. They said that the cave should be forgotten about. I don't think he starts crying until Nanaki is a good boy and does an ah-woo. Anyways, Bugenhagen says, Bunny, my apologies, but would you mind leaving the two of us alone? Bunny just nods yes, and they both walk off. I think he cries tears, but who knows. Bugenhagen says, Nanaki, you must continue your journey with Bunny and the others. Nanaki says, Grandpa? Bugenhagen says, listen to me, Nanaki. They say that they want to save the planet. Truthfully, I don't think it can be done. For even if they shut down every Mako reactor, it will only postpone the inevitable. Even if they stop Sephiroth, nothing will change. All that there is shall perish eventually. Doesn't mean I want to go standing in front of trains, dude. Anyways, Bugenhagen says, Nanaki, lately I've been thinking, isn't there anything that we do as dwellers? No, as part of the planet, when it suffers so horribly. Regardless of what happens, shouldn't we at least try? Or are we to sit here and meekly accept our fate? Bugenhagen says, I am too old to do anything now. This year I'll be 130. Hoo hoo hoo. I like how earlier in the game, they basically make it seem like it's impossible that Aerith could live, like, to 120 to complete the research that Hojo wanted to conduct on her. But this old bastard is 130. Anyways, Bugenhagen says, that is why you must go, Nanaki. You must go in my stead to see with your own eyes. Nanaki says, Grandpa. Floaty Bugenhagen says, I wanted to show you the truth about your father before you left. I'm so glad that you came back while I was still alive. Nanaki says, Grandpa, don't talk like that. I don't want to think about life without you. Bugenhagen says, I've lived enough. Nanaki says, Grandpa, you must continue to live. But I'll go. I'll see what's happening to the planet and then return. Bugenhagen says, Nanaki. Nanaki says, I'm Nanaki of Cosmo Canyon, the son of the warrior Seto. I named him his actual name and it's still kind of tripping me out because it's like supposed to be Red 13, but yeah, I can't call him by his slave name. Anyways, Nanaki says, I'll return a warrior true to that noble name, so please, Grandpa. And now Statue Boy is going to be having a tear carnival up there. They don't splatter, so maybe they are materia. I don't know. Bugenhagen says, Seto is... Oh, Seto. Nanaki says, Seto, father. And like the goodest boy ever, he makes an awoo. I have a Siberian Husky. She also makes awoos. You might be able to see her on the couch. She's way back there. Anywho, we magically appear at the fire. Bunny says, should we get moving? Aerith says, so it's goodbye, Nanaki. Barrett says, that's just the way it goes. He came in handy at times. That bastard better come back, because he has my materia equipped. Not that that matters, since Yuffie's gonna steal it later anyway. I named her Thief, because she steals my materia. Anyway. I know if you try to leave, he just pops on over. Nanaki says, wait for me, I'm coming too. Bunny says, huh? Bunny is Cloud, obviously. Bugenhagen says, Bunny, please look after Nanaki. Bunny says, what happened? Nanaki says, I think I grew up a little. That's what happened. Bugenhagen says, come back whenever you're in need of my knowledge. I have old people phobia, so I don't know that I can help him with that. Let's see. Yeah, I also named Kate Sith Traitor for reasons that might be known to some. I mean, come on now, this is a pretty old game. I don't think I'm spoiling anything here, but maybe I am, I don't know. Anyways, let's sort my materia. And then we want to do... Wait, I think you can get rid of it off other people. I don't remember. I'm just gonna PHS it. Let's get Trader over here. No, what am I doing right now? I'm losing my mind. Oh my goodness. We need to remove my Platinum Bangle. He can keep his daddy comb. That Rage Ring belongs to me, along with the materia. Anyway. I named Aerith Dead Girl once. That that felt wrong. Oh my goodness. What can I say? I'm a dirty bastard. Anywho, let's do time. Actually, let's put this Meower. Let's give her a nice all materia. And I know I got some new magic. Let's do gravity. I don't care about transform. Bewilder. Anything else that's useful? Let's do that HP plus. And anything else? Nah, that's fine. Alrighty. I'm just jumping the gun. Alrighty. And we are just gonna drive our special little thingy mobilia around the place. I think Rocket Town is next. I'm curious to see how this retranslation brands Sid. I wonder if they're gonna take out all like the exclamation points and number signs and percent signs and just kind of call it like how it really is. I should name him Wife Beat. Oh god. Oh, more of these. Whatever. I should just put Rage Rings back on. They're just too much fun. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't have time for this. Anyways. Let's leave her with the power thingy. And whatever. I think I have to fight Palmer in there, so I might as well just act like he could maybe kill me. Super unlikely, but, you know, for the sake of the stream, let's not be getting killed. Oh, never mind, this is Nibelheim. Barrett says, you said the whole village was torched. Bunny says, yeah. Aerith says, what's going on? Bunny says, I was telling the truth. Bunny continues, I remember the intense heat of the flames. Anyways, we go in this place. It's an inn. Cool. Let's just stay here for, I don't know, the nice happy music. What's your story? Bunny says, this village went up in flames 5 years ago. What the hell's going on? This guy says, sir, please don't talk such nonsense. I was born and raised here. Nothing awful like that ever happened. I wonder if Shinra just, like, rebuilt the place. Anyways, Bunny, I accidentally talked to this guy, and it says, he has a tattoo, the number 6. He's holding something. Obtained luck source. The guy says, must go to the reunion. Anywho, let's see if we can find some items. There ain't nothing cool in here. Let's bounce. Actually, let's, I have all these, like, thingies. Let's just use them. I could give luck to Aerith, but I don't think it's gonna help her. Anyways. This lady wants to sell me garbage that I don't want. This person says, nice village, isn't it? We've been in business a while. Bunny says, that's not true. The lady says, are you connected with this village? I say I was born and raised here. I lived here until I was 14, and I don't remember you. The lady says, it's not nice to lie. The guy in the black cloak, Bunny says he has a tattoo of the number 12. He's holding something. We steal his elixir. The man says, can you hear the voice of Sephiroth? Definitely not shady at all. Anyways, just going on a free stuff expedition. Obtained Luxor's. A reunion. Yeah, okay. Super important to the plot. Anyways. Let's go over Meower. This guy says, must get it. Bring to Sephiroth. Then one with Sephiroth. Bunny says this guy has a tattoo of the number 5. I wonder if all these numbers, like, are a phone number and you can call someone. Probably not. Bunny says he has the number 11 tattooed on him. We obtain a turbo ether. The guy, like everyone else, says he must go to the reunion or something about Sephiroth. Bunny says, tattoo of the number 4. Obtained platinum fist. The guy says, where are you, great Sephiroth? Who are these dudes? I can't get Tifa's thingy until way later in the game. So let's not play the piano yet. This lady says, something the matter? I want to hear your story, I say. I lived in this house until I was 14. The whole village was burned to the ground. The lady says, you're dreaming. Get out of here. Alright. This guy says, Sephiroth is calling. He gives me no item. This one says, great Sephiroth is near, inside mansion. Cool. Now we go in the mansion. I'm gonna have to look up that code, because I'm a lazy piece of crap. Anyway, safe code FF7. Look at this boy. He's just freaking trying to chop me through the air. Hojo's letter. I must rid myself of all those who would interfere with my research. That man from the Turks is no exception. I have made some somatological improvements to his body and put him to sleep in the basement. Look for him there if you are interested. This is, however, nothing more than a capricious game I have created. Do not feel obliged to take part. There seems to be a second page. Let's read it. Move the dial on the safe carefully, but quickly. You have 20 seconds. The hints for the dials are the lid of the box with the most oxygen, behind the one with the black and white teeth, and from the creak in the floor next to the chair, move 5 left, 9 up, 2 left, 6 up. We're not going to do any of that. I already looked up the answer because I'm a lazy cheater. Look at evil pumpkins. You know you're playing this game wrong when you put Aerith in the front row and put a cover materia on her. But I like it because it forces her to take most of the damage, and then that allows me to use Fury Brand as often as I want, for the most part. Anyways, we shall stimulate these children. They don't look stimulated enough. What's over Meower? Nothing, I guess. I need my free stuff. I picked up a silver megaphone. We are just killing stuff. Pardon me. When I move my window, it like halts the game and like goes back and forward a frame to prevent anything bad from happening. But it sounds annoying when I do it because it does that to the music too. Anywho, let's hang out with, never mind, the lost number. I just got an enemy launcher. Normal. That's no buenos. Alrighty. I am not going to remember that. I'm too old. My brain just hurts too much. Anyways, let's not open the safe until I remove those rage rings. Because if it turns into the thing that I can't hurt with normal attacks, that's really not good. Alright, we are going to open the safe. Wow. Right. Oh, wow. I suck at this. Alright, we're going to go left. Whoops. I am a filthy cheater. I apologize. Dang it. And then we go right to 59. I failed? Goodness. Oh well. Right. Left to 10. Right to... Ah, gosh dang it. Oh, I have the frame limit on. No wonder. That's awesome. Well, we'll get it this time, maybe. Oh, whoops. And then right, 97, I guess. Oh yeah, success. I can get rid of that now. And we're gonna kill this guy, maybe. Maybe we can rob him. Oh, he doesn't have anything. He's useless. That's your grave, buddy. No buenos for you, my child. Yeah, I think you're toast, buddy. He didn't even get to transform. Goodbye, sir. You have died. I got Cosmo Memory, which I will never use, and a basement key. How fancy. And let's cure ourselves. And let's fix that. And why not? Let's get the better materia. I think that one's non-elemental, just in case we run into any of those problems with enemies absorbing it. Anyway, we are running to the basement. Like we did all those years ago when Cloud was 16. Back when he met good old Sephi boy. The battles don't look as nice because I kind of stretched the window so you could see like the optimal level of screen. Anyways, we're going to say hi to Mr. Vincent or something. I think you just keep talking to him, and then if you try to leave the room, he just joins you or whatever. Oh wow, this thing must be annoying as hell. Let's just run away from it. How rude, sir. Anyways. Who dares awake me from my nightmare, saith the man in the coffin. He asks, who are you? He says, we are not acquainted. Please leave. Bunny says, it looked like you were having an awful dream. Barrett says, we woke you up, you ought to be thankful. The man in the coffin says, this long nightmare is my redemption. Bunny says, what are you saying? And then the man says, it is no concern of yours. Leave. This mansion is where the nightmare began. Bunny says, you can say that again. And he says, what would you know? And we talk about Sephiroth. Bunny says, like you said, this mansion is where the nightmare began. Bunny says, it's not a dream, it's real. Bunny continues, Sephiroth has lost his mind. He found the secrets hidden here. Sephiroth? You know Sephiroth, they both say to each other. Vincent apparently can fly. He says, you first. Apparently Cloud tells him the long story of everything up till now. And Bunny says that's all. Anyways, the man in the coffin says, 5 years ago, Sephiroth discovered the secret behind his birth, the Genova Project. He then went missing, but has recently reappeared. He says he is seeking the Promised Land and has taken many lives. Bunny says, what about you? The man in the coffin says, my apologies. Barrett says, hey, you're lying. The man in the coffin says, my sins are all the greater, knowing what I do now. I will no doubt be greeted with a plethora of nightmares, and all the more wicked they shall be. Now please leave. And he, I guess, can telekinetically move that coffin thingy. We talk to him again, and he says, you're still here? I say, who are you? At least tell us your name. He says, I worked at Shinra, General Affairs, Investigation Department, also known as the Turks. His name is Vincent. Bunny says, the Turks? Vincent says, formerly of the Turks, I have no affiliation with Shinra now. Vincent says, and you are? I say, Bunny, formerly of Soldier. Vincent says, you were also with Shinra, then do you know of Lucretia? Bunny says, who? Vincent says, Lucretia. Bunny shakes his head no. Vincent says, that's the woman who gave birth to Sephiroth. Bunny says, gave birth? Isn't Genova Sephiroth's mother? Vincent says, that is one of the many myths, though it is not completely without merit. In truth, he was born to a beautiful woman. That woman was Lucretia. She was an assistant to Professor Gusto. I remember now, in the original, it was Professor Gast. Anyways, the man responsible for the Genova project. Beautiful Lucretia. Bunny says, a human experiment? Vincent says, I was unable to prevent it. I was unable to change her mind. Those are my sins. I let the woman I loved, know, respected, suffer a terrible fate. Barrett says, so you sleep here to atone? Give me a break. He then again tries to take a nap, but I'm a persistent bastard. Vincent says, I must sleep now. And we continue on with our life. Dang. Aerith must be a pro if she, like, whacked a bat in the face with her rod. It's pretty wild. Oh. Anywho, I received a vampire thing. We go in here, and someone has scratched a message on the inside of the capsule. Feeding time. That's our chance. The other capsule says someone has scratched a message. Let's get out of here. I don't want to tell you who was in those, but I'll show you that scene later. Anyways, Bunny says Sephiroth. Sephiroth says, being here brings back memories. Won't you be participating in the reunion? Bunny says, what the hell is all of this about? Sephiroth says, Genova is holding a reunion. With the reunion, she will become the calamity from the sky. Bunny says, calamity from the sky? I thought Genova was an ancient. Sephiroth says, I see. It would appear that you're unable to join us. I shall proceed north over Mount Nibelheim. If you should awaken, then follow. Bunny says, reunion? Calamity from the sky? Sephiroth throws the death materia at me. It may be renamed because this is a translation that's been redone. I pick it up and it is the extinguish materia. I think that's a stupid name for it. Anyways, if we read this book, it says, Fugitive Report Number 1. 2 fugitives from this facility were apprehended near Midgar. Anyways, this is Fugitive Report 2. Description at the time of capture. A is ex-soldier. He has no number. He has no effect from Mako or Genova detected. B is a regular person with no number. Big reaction to Genova detected. Fugitive Report 3 says measures were taken. Subject A was shot for resisting arrest. Subject B escaped during A's resistance. Can I not read anymore? This says Fugitive Report 4. B's current whereabouts are unknown. However, due to B's advanced state of cognitive impairment, it is our opinion that he poses no threat and can be ignored. Awaiting further orders. I wonder if any of these other bookcases say anything. Nope. I'm being, like, kind of extra explory, because I'm curious if there's, like, little tidbits and stuff of the plot that I haven't noticed before. Nothing too new so far, but, like, it's been a while since I've played, so it's always nice to get, like, a different perspective on media you enjoy. Anyways, Vincent says, wait. Vincent says, if I go with you, will I encounter Hojo? Bunny says, I don't know, but we're after him in Sephiroth, so I guess sooner or later. Maybe on top of a Mako cannon. Who knows? Anyways, Vincent says, Lucretia. He says, very well, I've decided to join you. Barrett says, what? Vincent says, being a former Turk, I may be of service. Bunny says, all right. And we're just gonna let him hang out wherever it is that he hangs out. from what I understand, Yuffie and Vincent will both be canonical in the Final Fantasy VII Remake series, which, to my understanding, I think it's planned for 3 games, but honestly, since Midgar is only the first 10 hours of what I would call the 40 hours that this game lasts, if you know, kind of play through it normally, they might make more? There's no way to know, really. I've seen that they might, like, add some new enemies and that sort of thing, and I don't know if I'm thrilled about it. I guess you can't judge it until you have it in your hands, and since I have it pre-ordered, it will be in my hands, supposedly, in April. Unless they cancel my pre-order, because I got the first class edition, and that is entirely possible. I think I go through the mountains now, actually. Let's see. Yeah, we're doing okay on time. So let's go do that. I might be up all night anyway. I've been having trouble sleeping. I have bipolar, but it's pretty much all mania, so sometimes I just don't sleep. It happens. It kind of depends. Like, it tends to happen a lot during full moons. It tends to happen a lot during times of the year when it's like light out until like just before 10 p.m. I do have some depressive type thingies, but they don't hit me very often. Yeah, thankfully. But the depressive stuff tends to hit me when it's like night all the time and cold. But I mean, I live in Phoenix, so it's not ever cold really, and yeah, so it helps counterbalance it. Like, I'm originally from Chicago, and it was a lot worse when I lived there, because I feel like you're just trapped inside for several months a year. Just the snow and the rain and the never-ending, like, BS that happens. I feel like half the year there's either a thunderstorm or a snowstorm happening. Occasionally there'd be flooding. I mean, it was pretty much always windy, to the point where it felt about 10 degrees cooler than it actually was outside, unless it was very humid, in which case it could be like 65 and it would feel like 90 in Phoenix. So the weather there is just too wild for me. Here it's just either hot or nothing's happening. There'll be like maybe a dust storm, and then what we call a haboob, or a, what do they call this stupid thing? A monsoon, which just really means it basically rained in Phoenix, which doesn't happen very often. I don't care about any of this stuff. Let's just throw one of these. Oh yeah, we can do that one. Anyway. Pow! Now we're gonna climb up this gigantic mountain, boy. I remember the first time I played this game, I was like super excited to actually get to explore this mountain, because they show you scenes from this area in the town of Calm, and it's like, you know, I don't know, I don't like seeing a dungeon and then you're like, oh, is that a treasure chest? And then you're like, I can't touch it because this is like some kind of flashback scene or whatever. They are just pounding poor Aerith. That's okay. We have it do that on purpose. I think I've played this game with all the characters. I don't think I've ever used Cait Sith very much, though. The limits, like, I don't like them, that they're random. Oh boy, we are just missing all the time. I wonder if she healed their status, if they'd be controllable. That'd be kind of weird since they're wearing that ring that makes them in rage mode. Nice crit. Goodbye. The thing is, with all the up-rendering, I can't make it go faster for the battles for some reason. I'm probably stressing out my CPU. Anyways, we got a platinum barrette. I don't care about that. I think there's a sword in this mountain somewhere too that has 4 slots of double instead of just the 3 that I currently have. Anywho, let us proceed. And we are at the bridge. Hey, what do you know? We haven't made it fall. Oh boy. I think this is one of the few older RPGs that is very, like, paying attention to your location. So, like, if you're on a bridge, you're gonna fight on a bridge. If you're on a beach, you're gonna fight on a beach. If you're in a forest, you're gonna fight in a forest. Xenogears did that as well, but I know that game was originally in development as Final Fantasy VII at one point, so it's kind of, interesting to say the very least. Let's let Odin take a bite of ya. Oh, poor, poor Cloud. I don't think going near cuts him in half. I think it's called something else. Oh. Nifty. Goodbye, Mr. Dragon. Interestingly, when you fight the dragons with Sephiroth, it takes 2 hits to kill them, and he hits for like over 3 grand, so that's a curious thing for me, because it seems like it's the same dragon. Anyways, we picked up... Oh, never mind. I need to knock those ladders down first. It's coming back to me, little by little. These enemies need to leave me alone. Might as well get rid of some annoying emails while we're hanging out. Some year. This is taking way too long. I figured the increased attack power with the Berserk would help speed some of this along, but it's just taking entirely too long. Anyways, I'm curious if that would heal their status. I don't think it will, but yep, it does nothing. There's just been so much missing. I think it's part of the translation patch. Alright, we're gonna lose the Rage Rings. Let's see. Anyway. That ladder is knocked down already, so I think that's the only one I need to screw with. Anyways, I went down number 2 already, I think. No, I didn't. Because I remembered if I don't knock that ladder down, it becomes annoying. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that, but it's not going to live anyway. Yeah, let's use Cloud's magic actually. Anywho, let's go pick up my items. We got an Oversoul, which we do not need right now. And we are running back up Brosif. Thankfully, there was no annoying attacks. 3 takes me nowhere I care about. It's hard to say. 4 takes me to this box. And I don't think 5 is anything, but we'll check it just to be safe. We can always fall down tube number 1 to land right at the boss anyway. Whee! Anywho, let's see what we got over Meower. Yeah, number 5 does nothing. We're gonna go down number 1. I think the first time I played this game, I immediately put Vincent in my party, and I used his limit break, and this boss like tore me up because Vincent kept healing him for an amount that I could not take away each turn. It was really sad for me. Let's see if you got anything to steal. I'm gonna go with Blizzaga, whatever. But yeah, I think his first form is a fire one. If I cure him, I'll just back out. I think maybe it's thunder that cures him. I don't know. Hard to say. It's been a hot minute since I've done this. Meh, that's not really all that much. Kill it. Oh my. It's a nice heal, bro. Oh dang, I didn't have the enemy skill attack. Oh well. Darn it. You cannot escape. What does this do? Battle Gong is berserk to all targets. Let's see if we can do a grab a ball. Actually, I think poisoning helps against this. Ooh, how not nice of you. Well, thanks for giving me almost a limit break. That's how we do it. Oh well, guess I won't learn trying, but I probably wouldn't use it anyway. Yeah, it must be Thunder. That's Vincent's first form, because since it's using Thunder, I mean, it would stand to reason that that's what would cure it, but I could be wrong. I'm not worried too much about it. Anyways, we killed Mr. Man. He is dead. He dropped a jewel ring. And a counter materia. I'd rather have counter be learning stuff. Might as well get Bewilder up there too. Berserk is actually kind of nice. Anywho, nothing there, I think. Let's go this way first. What I'm trying to do is just go the path of seeing everything. I really hate these enemies. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here, but we can check. Yeah, that's locked apparently. Okay, so we don't need to go that way. What is down Meower? Forgetting an item apparently. We got a Sniper C, I think. Rude. Maybe the dragons do have the same amount of HP. I think I spoke incorrectly earlier. Because it does seem like it has more than I thought. That would be quite the interesting piece of trivia that nobody probably cares about. Oh, gosh darn it, man. Come on. I'm not trying to be in a fight every 3 seconds. Just get out of here, okay? Anyways, there's that property material. My. We got an elixir. Leave me alone. Might as well. Doesn't really matter, honestly. Oh boy. Just do nothing? Okay, whatevs. I guess I do have to walk back around. Oh well. I don't think there's anything on these paths, but we can... Sometimes there's like little paths that wrap around. Yeah, I'm not interested anymore. This is too many fights. Yeah, nothing over here either, huh? Alright, well, there's no red arrow, so guess we just gotta go back the way we came. Come on, dude. I don't have time for all these annoying attacks that take like 8 minutes to get out. I don't know. Let's try going this way. There's nothing there, I guess. Nope. Okay, so we gotta go all the way back around. Oh well, we at least checked it out. I don't remember where all the dialogue is and is not and that sort of thing. I feel like I've been avoiding most of the BS though. Yeah, let's do this. Hi, I'm your little butterfly. Green, black, and blue, like the colors of the sky. Something like that. Yeah, that's me just having to go all the way around again. Cool. So we are making some headway. I left my poor little car over there. I think there's a house over there, but I can't exchange the mithril for the Great Gospel until later, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Yeah, after events of Rocket Town. Okay. And that's what I thought. Anywho, I am going to save this really quick, source my upload, and then I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Just give me 1 sec here. Oh yeah, I need to stop that really quick.